Hey Marquez, when did you find out that you were going to get the start in the return game and then be used a lot more on the offense?
Really just going through practice, with a couple of injuries happening with the guys, we had to make a change. So just filling in, just filling in spaces. Deontay obviously wasn't up this week, so we switched around roles, and I was the next person up for the returner. And as far as offense, Deontay had a huge role in the offense as far as Mike Thomas. So with those two being out this game, everybody, like I said, had to change roles. So basically, next guy up mentality.
Ron Walker.
Hey, Marquez, we talked to Alvin the other night, and he was, kind of bragging on you since y'all are fellow volunteers, I guess. What's that relationship sort of been like with him?
Um, Being with Alvin is always good. Outside of what he does, what everybody sees with him on the field, he's just like that off the field. Just a great guy, a great humble guy who's just fun to be around. Like back around that time at Tennessee, it was just like that at Tennessee. Honestly, um, everybody loved him for what he did on the field, but really, I got to know him better off the field. So it just um, kind of adjusted coming here. So first time in the locker room, first day he seen I was here, it was nothing but smile and a big hug. So it's great to have that. And Shy as well, he's here on the team. We played with him at Tennessee too. So it's three of us here, and we keeping it rolling, trying to get more.
John DeShazer.
Mark, good morning. What was the plan? It seemed like you guys had a pretty aggressive plan in terms of returns. I know you brought a kickoff back from pretty deep, but was that pretty much your call that if you felt good, you bring it?
Yeah, coach told us to stand. We had a little game plan, but that was my adrenaline going. That was my first kickoff return. I mean, honestly, I should have let it go, but it was my first one. I had to get it out the way. So I told coach, he had no problem with me bringing it out, but he just told me if I was gonna bring it out, be 100% sure and don't hesitate like I did. So that was a good learning moment for me and a good, better off in the future.
Amy, I think you're on mute.
No, you were on mute. I what Marquez did Deontay tell you, if anything, going into this one?
Um, we're with Deontay. Well, I'm with Deontay pretty much all the time, whether it's on offense or on special teams. So really, I just follow his role. He goes back there. He goes out early. I go out early. He stays catch punts after practice. I stay catch punts after practice. He gives me a lot of him and Alvin actually give me a lot of tips back there. Just be cool and relax. And that's pretty much all he told me since I've been here. Because I've been catching punts with him since I've got here, and kickoffs with him since I've gotten here. So I mean, he's been a great influence on me too, as far as not just on offense but on special teams as well.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
Marquez, I think this is the first time we've talked to you since you made the team out of training camp. So, just what was that experience like, knowing you'd made this club, and how fast did you have to go from kind of the excitement of that to being like, okay, now I got to do my job?
Well, obviously it was a great experience. It was a great feeling knowing that I had made the team, and my family was happy for me, my friends were happy for me, the people back at home and the school was happy for me, and I was happy for myself. And the team, they welcomed me with open arms. They was proud of me, happy for me, but they told me, now that I made it, it's time to get to work. So that feeling kind of lingered around for about a day, and then next day, got back in and tried to get everything done.
Next one's from Mike Triplett. We've had a lot of young receivers, and even Emmanuel Sanders acknowledged that it takes a while to get used to all the various positions and personnel groupings in this offense. I'm curious how that's going for you, and to start with, are you mostly just focusing on one or two receiver positions to install this offense?
Yeah, well, they're right. They're not telling those stories there. This is a good offense, but it's a lot of moving parts. So you try not to get focused on just learning one part, because that's how you limit your time. So I'm trying to expand my role and learning all the different parts, and that's taking a lot of film work, a lot of studying, and coaches doing a great job staying after, going over plays, going over practice, with things that we normally wouldn't get to in meetings. So not just coaches, players, and the rest of the team. The receivers really, I feel like the receivers really coming together and helping each other out whenever we need it. So they've been a big influence on me, not just me, but the other rookie, Juwan. They've taken us under their arms. They take us out to eat, just get away from football and to ease our minds and just tell us how it is.
And did you just, throughout the 4 weeks of camp, did you just stay at one spot while it's going, or?
Well, we kind of moved around. Coach wanted us to be efficient at every spot, so they kind of moved us around to what they felt it suited us better. So once we was at that spot, then that's when we started trying to increase our role with learning every other position.
Next week, maybe just.
Yeah, you were inactive for week 1, then you got to play a little in week 2, and then you had your first catch last week. What, I guess, did that mean for you as you've continued to expand your role and become an even bigger part of this team?
Really just trying to stay the course, not trying to get caught up with not playing the first week, because I know everything happens for a reason. So just try to, next week, get better in practice, show them what we could do. And then that obviously increased, then being able to play a little bit, then having my first catch, and then having this game last week. So just really trying to stay the course and not get too high, not get too low, and try to just improve every day.